we will be asking Elizabeth, yes, if you would introduce Takashi, please, and who will share his own experience of the war and the dropping the bomb on his city.
Things don't always go as planned, as we have seen, and Proverbs 16:9, man has the desires of his heart, but the Lord directs the steps. These months with the coronavirus, we've experienced a lot of different challenges. Takashi Tanemori and I had intended to be in Hiroshima this year for the 75th anniversary, but here we are, and we're happy to be here. What I want to say about Takashi Tanemori is that aside from being a profoundly giving speaker and writer, author, and all of his accomplishments, but he's a man of the heart. He's someone who really has dealt deeply into his own heart and spirit. He came to America for revenge and found forgiveness. Today and these days, as we have been sharing, and he has been sharing his personal story as a survivor of Hiroshima, one thing that came to mind was the profound impact of forgiveness. Jesus on the cross said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." And we know that many people are struggling with forgiveness today, so many aspects of their lives. Takashi Tanemori is someone who struggled with revenge for many years. He's a samurai, Christian, Baptist minister in the ministry for many years. I'd like to share a poem that he wrote in 1985. It's 6 stanzas, and the last stanza he added later. He wrote it on August 6, 1985. This was after he had an epiphany and a radical transformation from revenge to forgiveness. This was at the 40th anniversary of the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and this is the poem. It's called Hiroshima Towa no Yume, Everlasting Dream, the blade of grass in a dreamless field. And I'll note that he found a blade of grass, a single blade of grass, when he returned to Hiroshima in 1946, growing. As they said, nothing would grow, no new life would grow in Hiroshima for 70 to 75 years. And here's the testament to the miracle of life, Takashi Tanemori. Here's the poem. Blameless souls forever vanish on this morning, this judgment day. Our silent cries to heaven we appeal, scattered like the ash of withered leaves. Our ebbing souls cling to that lonely sky. Against naked Gembaku dome, we try in vain to escape this sea of flame. Oh, Hiroshima, once my haven, why has your life been sacrificed? The abounding sadness within my heart, drowning my loneliness in tears of self-pity, to live until tomorrow to come. 4 abandoned children, wishing to feel our mother's love just once more. Even if only in our dreams, the heat of yet another long night lingers, oh Hiroshima, once my home. My tears run dry, waiting for the breaking dawn. My soul is torn by this rage inside. An orphan of war, why does this make me feel guilty? The coldness of kin cuts deeply into my heart. Why do my neighbors turn away or close their ears when I speak? Bitterness poisons this innocent child. I madly waste away. Oh, Hiroshima, once my cradle, I'm waiting to die. Gathering remnants of my courage, I stand alone in this notorious America, land of the enemy. An outcast with slanted eyes, I fall before the indifference of strangers. Again and again, they sightlessly trample upon my dignity. This life of anguish seems to be my destiny. Praying for death, I endure time. O Hiroshima, once my comfort, I am lost in dreams of revenge. Budding leaves renew this tired place, this tired soul. Gently the rain is embraced by your love, comforting this savaged heart. A blade of grass emerges from the ashes, and my heart becomes a light connecting me to heaven. Living for one another, this is my path. O Hiroshima, forever my love, may my life become a bridge from you and others. At the dawn of the 21st century, we honor this passage through darkness. We must have the courage to enter the void again and again and again, emerging with the gift of new life. Healing only comes through learning to forgive. Healing only comes through learning to forgive and making peace with our past. Only then will the wind whisper, Hibakusha, you have not lived in vain. Takashi Thomas Tanemori, August 6, 1985. Thank you very much, Mr. Tanemori.
Thank you so much. I do not know where to start, but once I start, it may take another 5 hours, so I will not do all the open the door to speak my heart. But I just want to share with you, I have a piece of crane. Perhaps you cannot see it, but this crane has been sent to Hiroshima, and millions of cranes have been hanged by this, what do you call the child statue, Sadako's crane. But did you know, unfortunately, all the cranes hang like this, flat. There's no life in it. I just want to say, and whenever I taught in a youngster in elementary school, any opportunity I have to teach origami crane and the message. Did you know this origami crane cannot fly through 4 corners of the earth because there's no life in it. It's flat like paper. It is. But I'm telling you, at the time Webb gave his life, as I heard that message, he gave his life. And here, I'm showing you how to give the life to the crane, so crane can fly and fly to the 4 corners of the earth. When you turn over, and then the bottom right here, there's a little hole, little tiny hole. And there you put your mouth, give your life in it. Now you see this crane, entire body opens up, feel your life. So fly, fly, fly. Give your life. And sadly, last 75 years, many survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are speaking out, wishing for peace by abolishing the nuclear bomb. But I'm sorry to say, they are crying out the nuclear bomb, horrific events of August 6 and August 9. But unfortunately, these 70 years, they are crying out, we got given their lives. They're just telling the story of the horrific events. If they give their lives at the time with this memorial service. If each one of us gave their life to Ukraine, perhaps each survivor, both Hiroshima and Nagasaki, declared, given their lives what they believe, perhaps 75 years later today, we may have seen a difference. But then nonetheless, I just want to tell you, on August 1st, 1985, I was a guest speaker on the 40th anniversary of Hiroshima in the city of San Francisco. And there I was. I was ready to speak out and condemning the Americans, especially Harry Truman, who dropped the bomb, destroyed my life, my family. 4 square miles of city of Hiroshima turned into atomic inferno. And I found out it was the Truman who said, why I used the bomb. Political reason, yes, against Soviet. Yes, the reason he wants to bring war to end without Stalin, Soviet Union interfering. But he said, I remember the Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. We have to deal beast as beast. And that's part of his decision he made to use the bomb. He said, I will use the maximum power, maximum speed to accomplish the maximum objective. When I heard those words, my heart truly talk about angry ox. Then the scripture, Elizabeth Weinberg made a reference. Father, forgive them. In Luke chapter 24. Then my father's last words before he passed away on the September 3rd, 1945. He said, my son, this is the last reminder of my teaching. Honor your heart. And he said, here it is. The greatest way to avenge your enemy is to forgive. I repeat. He said, greatest way to avenge your enemy is to forgive. Then he said, my son, learn to live for the benefit of others first. This is the simplest way to live, to make the world a peaceful place whereby all the nationality can live together in peace, in harmony. Learn to live for the benefit of others. And then afterward, going through that such a hardship, I said, Daddy, that's not fair to live for the benefit of others. But it took 40 long years of understanding. Today, in just very moment, I share with you, it is wonderful, wonderful to know that Christ died for me and gave me the new life. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave God gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And verse 17 says, for those who believe will have everlasting, never come to condemnation. But did you know? All because the path of Hiroshima, Yes, America. Yes, Truman dropped the bomb and destroyed, brought the whole world into darkness. But because of that, I had the opportunity to come to America, the land of my enemy, and find forgiveness. And you have the great part in this, in my finding the peace in my heart, finding the Christ as my personal Savior, all because of you. So I want to thank you this very moment. And the time where I want to let me know His Spirit. He gave His life for social justice, for the peace. And I promise once again to my heart, Tom, many of us willing to follow your footsteps, willing to give our lives, so that at the book of Revelation, the last words of the Bible, that all men come to know that Christ is the Son of God. John 3:16. So thank you so much.